All right, you maniacs, I am super excited. We are kicking off a new training cycle. It is my special quad-phasic programming, so I'm really stoked. I'll tell you a little bit about what that is, and then if you want to geek out on the details with me offline, that's fine. But just so you understand, it's not going to look way too different, but it's going to be a little bit different, and you'll definitely be feeling the difference. So just some exercise science so that you understand what's going on. We're training for 4 different adaptations. Most people train for one adaptation. Weightlifters, they train for power, this explosive power for the snatch and the clean and jerk. Powerlifters, they train for the slow and maximal strength, the deadlift, the squat, where speed isn't an issue, you just have to stand the weight up and all that kind of stuff. The third is what bodybuilders train for, hypertrophy, building the circumference of the cross-sectional diameter of the muscles and making bigger muscles. And then the last one is what most traditional CrossFit people do in the Metcons, which is muscular endurance. How those are broken down. So power is based on your speed, right? Force times distance over time. So how fast you're moving the weight. So the snatch and the clean and jerk are the best manifestations of power because it's moving weight over the longest distance and doing it very quickly. The rep range for that is 3s, 2s, 1s, that kind of thing. That's what develops it. Our absolute strength is also in the 3s, the 2s, the 1s. It's all about the rep range and the relative intensity or percentage of the weight. So those 80, 90, 95, 100% lifts, whether it's fast for power or slow for strength, those are the two. Hypertrophy, our rep ranges are between 12 or 15 and 8 on the sets, or sometimes 5, so 5s to 15s. And we're gonna end up doing between 2 to 4, sometimes 5 sets, depending on the reps. So you're gonna see that. And then the last adaptation that we're looking to train for is the muscular endurance. And that's in the rep range of, for the total, like 45 to 100 reps. So the Frans and the Dianes and the hundreds and the body weight, the Chelsea and all those kind of Cindy and all that kind of stuff. Those are the higher rep range stuff that we're looking for. A lot of times people just train for one thing at a time. They just train for muscular endurance. They just train for hypertrophy. They just train. That's not what we do here. We over the last, I don't know, 10 years or so, have been figuring out ways to train those things concurrently. And I'm really excited with the last little tweak in the evolution of our programming here that we're going to be doing. Definitely interested in hearing your feedback once we're a couple of weeks into it. But we've shown that you can get explosively stronger in your slower movements, have more muscular endurance, and actually build muscle size at the same time if your training is right and your nutrition is right. Even for many years, not just as a new or a beginner athlete, but as an intermediate and even an advanced athlete, you can continue to make progress in all 4 of those muscular ranges that we're looking at. I expect to see you guys working hard at the gym and definitely taking notes and making notes for me and letting me know how the workouts are going so I can get the feedback from you. It's all based on stuff we've already done. Nothing's gonna be too crazy. You're just gonna see some different things thrown into the sets that you're not used to, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. So I look forward to hearing back from you on it and seeing how keep track of your progress and seeing how you progress. Stand by for some programming notes. All right, you maniacs, quad-phasic training week 1. Looking at the programming here, the big thing is, look, we're putting the stuff out a week in advance so you can see the whole week. You can plan your week out, know what you're doing. Guys, come in knowing your numbers. If you don't know your numbers, come in and do 5x5s until we establish. We can always do projected 1 rep maxes off of 5x5s easy, but again, you're going to make progress on that. We'll talk about that a little bit next week. That being said, come in and know your numbers. So if you're working on stuff, so Sunday, if we look at Sunday below, we're going to set up 2 bars, deadlift and bench. We're going to go back and forth on the 4-minute interval. You're going to need to know your numbers, be hitting your stuff. There's only 3 weights. It goes up and then comes back down. Should be good to go. And then with a running clock, we're going to come up and we're going to hit overhead squats and either bar muscle ups, chest to bars, or pull ups. So look at the stuff ahead of time, have a plan, know your numbers, know your percentages,
And have your questions ready when you show up. Show up a little bit early and you got a question, that's what the coaches are there to help you. I'll help you at any time if you need help figuring out your weights, your percentages, anything at all. As always, anything in the orange is the accessory work. If you're doing that, talk to me first to make sure that we're where we need to be on your nutrition, to make sure that you're getting the most out of it. Most people aren't going to need to do the accessory work on this programming that we're doing. Again, quad-phasic, we're hitting strength, we're hitting power, we're hitting hypertrophy, we're hitting muscular endurance, and you're going to see that all throughout. So you're going to see a lot of these are going to look like couplets, but they're maybe not the traditional couplet that you're used to. Monday we got some Olympic weightlifting, we got some rowing, and then some not for time accessory work for everybody with the dumbbell press, overhead extensions, pretty straightforward. On the complex, snatch lift off, snatch pull, snatch, power snatch, overhead squat complex, working up to a good weight, but where you're hitting all those things consistently. Tuesday, you got squats with kettlebell swings in between, again on the 4-minute interval, and then another not for time because of the rope climbs. We're looking for safety on the rope climbs. And then Saturday, doing a max height box jump test, and then we're doing 80%. So you're gonna need to measure and be safe. Not a bad thing to have a measuring tape. We've got 1 or 2 at the gym, but just to make sure. And then a nice test. That's just the test will be Jackie. It's a nice quick one, classic, but it's a real kick in the gut. Just doesn't look like much. 1,000-meter row, 50 bar thrusters with just the bar, and then 30 pull-ups for time. But man, those 30 pull-ups after the rowing and the thrusters, not as easy as they look. So if you have any questions on the programming, get with me. You can send an email. You can talk to me at the gym. You can talk to any of the other coaches, and they'll be more than happy to help you. So look forward to seeing you guys crushing it. I'm super excited about this new program, and like I mentioned in the brief, let me know if you have any feedback.